The oil that never ran out. In a humble clay house, as dusk settled over the land, a widow and her 2 sons were filled with worry. A man was coming to take the boys away to pay a debt, and all they had left was 1 small jar of oil. The mother hugged her sons close, her heart aching with fear. "I will go to Elisha, the man of God," she said, her voice trembling but hopeful. "He will know what to do." She hurried out into the twilight, leaving her sons to watch from the doorway, their small faces framed by the soft glow from inside. The widow found the prophet Elisha and, through her tears, told him everything. His voice was kind and calm. "What do you have in your house?" he asked gently. "Nothing at all," she wept, "except 1 small jar of oil." "Go," said Elisha, "borrow jars from all your neighbors. Don't ask for just a few. Get as many empty jars as you can. Then go inside, shut the door with your sons, and pour your oil into them." The widow and her sons hurried from door to door under the evening sky. "Please, may we borrow an empty jar?" they asked. Soon, their small house was filled with empty pots and vessels of all shapes and sizes, cluttering the floor. Inside, they closed the door, shutting out the world. The mother took her 1 small jar of oil. With a prayer in her heart and her sons watching with wide, curious eyes, she began to pour the oil into the first empty jar. The oil flowed and flowed, a river of liquid gold. It filled the first jar to the very brim. One of the sons brought another, and she filled that one too. The small jar in her hands never became empty, and a soft, golden light began to fill the entire room. The boys' worried faces turned to smiles, then to joyful laughter. They brought jar after jar, and their mother filled every single one until there were no empty jars left. The room glowed warmly, and the once empty shelves were now full to overflowing. The widow went back to Elisha and told him the wonderful news. "Go, sell the oil," he said with a smile. "Pay your debt, and you and your sons can live on what is left." Her heart was so full of gratitude, she could barely speak. The widow and her sons were safe and had everything they needed. Their little jar of oil had become more than they could have ever imagined. It was a beautiful reminder that God can turn your little into more than enough.